midlife is a brilliant time to get off the hamster wheel and hit the road. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 tips for making long-term travel work for you midlife. My name's Blair Palmer and I'm an author, coach, podcaster and speaker, and I believe that midlife is a brilliant time to embrace change, to make some bold decisions and really embark on a new chapter in your life with huge enthusiasm, do things you've never done before. And in this video, I'm going to share with you my tips for traveling long term, because last year my family, me and my daughter, went traveling. We sold our house, we bought an RV, and we went off with our 2 dogs around Europe. We went as far as Croatia, we went to Italy, Germany, Slovenia, Switzerland, Ireland, France. I'm trying to remember all the places we went to, Austria. We traveled all around for 7 months and I had a brilliant time, but I learned lots of lessons. So in this video, I'm going to share with you my top 5 tips for traveling long term when you are midlife. Firstly, plan your finances. Now, I would say this about any big change. Make sure that the money is sorted. I know what you're looking for is more freedom and to not have those day-to-day cares, but actually, if money is tight or you don't know where the money's coming from or you haven't budgeted properly, then it's not going to be any fun at all. Make sure you have a contingency as well. We didn't realize that traveling on a lot of European roads, there are tolls, and you're paying these tolls every few miles, and we hadn't accounted for that at all in our budget. Luckily, we had a bit of contingency, so it didn't really eat into our day-to-day living expenses. But the budget is really, really important. Make sure you know exactly how much you're going to have and how long you can travel for. You can also work your way around. That's kind of what I did. I took my business on the road because it's pretty location independent. But if that's not an option for you, then you're just going to need to save up some money and spend that money as you're traveling around. So make sure you know exactly how much you're going to need and set that aside before you hit the road. Secondly, travel slow. One of the reasons for this is that you get much more out of the place when you're there for a while. We got much more from the places that we stayed in for a month or more than those places that we were only in for a week. When we were in a place for a week, it was more like being on holiday. We were just tourists. But when we were there for a month or more, as we were in Croatia and Italy and France, we really were able to live more like locals. But there's another reason, which is that your middle-aged body isn't necessarily going to like fast travel. Airbnb beds aren't always very comfortable. Sleeping in a camper van isn't always very comfortable, but not only that, 7 or 8 hours sitting behind the wheel of a big RV day after day really takes its toll on your body. So go slow, have some sleep-ins. You don't have to push yourself hard every day. Have some days where you just hang out at home or just walk to the local shop or cafe. You don't have to be on the go all the time, and your body will thank you. Third, have a support network. Traveling long term can be lonely. Even if you're with your family, you can still feel quite isolated and alone. And on those bad days, you need a network around you. Now, it might be that the people that are closest to you, your family and friends, are worried about you and a bit negative and telling you that you shouldn't go. So you might find a more supportive tribe online. There are loads of Facebook groups for lone women travelers, for traveling families, for digital nomads. So do a little search and find some tribes before you go. Take their advice, find out what tips those people have for making this work, and then lean on them when you're having a bad day or a bad week and you want to come home. They will be able to help you. Fourthly, it's not like Instagram. It's still life. It's still you on the road traveling. You're still going to be yourself. So there are going to be bad days. There are going to be boring days. There are going to be days that you think, well, what's the point in this? It's exactly the same as living at home. You still have to do the laundry. You still have to wash the dishes. You still have to make the beds. So in a lot of ways, traveling is just like being at home. Don't be disappointed about that. Just embrace it. Try to see those down days as the ones when you're learning the most. And remember that you're not on holiday. You're living your life on the road. And you're going to learn a lot about yourself, but maybe you won't realize quite what those lessons are in the moment. Just embrace the whole journey. And fifth tip is to try to stay present. You're going to be unpicking about 2 or 3 decades worth of living in a particular way. And it's really hard to get used to the different rhythm of life on the road. And you can find yourself falling into traditional, conventional habits of thinking and behaving just like you did at home. And all of that can stop you from really enjoying the moment, from really realizing this amazing thing that you're doing. So find some strategies for being in the present. I had a whole morning routine while we were traveling that would get me grounded and get me focused on what the day had in store and how to be as present and receptive to that as possible, rather than worrying about whatever I might be worrying about something in the future. So you might have to be quite proactive about being present, but it's definitely worth the effort. I hope you found those tips really useful. If you have any questions about long-term travel, particularly long-term travel midlife, do get in touch with me. Best way is through my website, which is abrilliantgamble.com. There are loads of resources, blogs, the podcast is on there where I talk a lot about our travel adventure in some of the episodes. And you can join my Corporate Escapees Facebook page. Plus, of course, if you become a Psychologies subscriber, you can get access to the free coaching programs that are part of the Life Leap Club. I'll see you again soon.